Greetings, fellow moviegoers, and welcome to Movie Central, the place to talk about movies, TV shows based on movies, toys based on movies, games based on movies, and rides based on movies. I'm your host, Mr. CCS, and this is my pet gorilla, George. Let's talk about the most risky thing that Marvel has ever done: the MCU. I've said it before, but the first phase of the MCU was a risky move by Paramount and Marvel Studios. They had no idea that Iron Man would be a huge success, but lo and behold, it was. After that, there have been great and not so great films, but there was a time where stuff got risky again. When Marvel decided to go into the outer reaches of space, they started freaking out because, well, the cast looked iffy and the idea was not too great to them. However, they were pleasantly surprised, and it turned out to be one of their most beloved movies. But do I enjoy it as much as the others? Well, let's figure that out today. This is Guardians of the Galaxy. An action packed epic space adventure, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy expands the MCU into the cosmos where brash adventurer Peter Quill, played by Chris I Love Donald Trump Pratt, finds himself the object of an unrelenting bounty hunt after stealing a mysterious orb coveted by Ronan, played by Lee Pace, a powerful villain with ambitions that threaten the entire universe. To evade the ever persistent Ronin, Quill is forced into an uneasy truce with a quartet of disparate misfits. Rocket, voiced by Bradley Cooper, a gun toting raccoon; Groot, voiced by Dominic Toretto himself; Vin Diesel, a tree like humanoid; the deadly and enigmatic Gamora, played by Zoe Saldana, who looks better in green than she does in blue; and the revenge-driven Drax the Destroyer, played by Dave Bautista. But when Quill discovers the true power of the orb and the menace it possesses to the cosmos, he must do his best to rally his ragtag rivals for a last, desperate stand with the galaxy's fate in balance. Wow, what a plot! I have to say that this film works on so many levels. How so? Well, how are the characters? Star-Lord always makes me feel nostalgic, especially when he plays all the old music on his Walkman. His serious scene in the beginning of the film always makes me feel very sad before he starts being all cheery. And yes, that final thing he did in the film is his most powerful scene by far. Gamora was awesome! Being the adopted daughter of Thanos, she was a trained assassin to kill, before eventually joining the team itself. My favorite scene with her is when she's floating in space and Star-Lord saves her. I just thought it was a powerful scene. Drax is one of the comedic relief characters, but he does have some serious moments. I won't say much because you need to see it for yourself. Now we have Rocket. He was my favorite character. He's kind of like Joey Tribbiani or Frozone in the case where he's so damn charming. I also can't really say anything about him because he's that good. Now we have Groot. I am Groot are the only words he says, but it's actually funny and not annoying, unlike that stupid boner joke in WandaVision. I won't spoil anything for real about him because that would give away his best scenes. Drax, Rocket, and Groot are the best characters in the film, so I won't give away much. Now we have our villain, Ronan, who is terrifying and really powerful. He may whine a lot, but he's still a cool villain. As for the other characters, they're good for what they do to the story, but they're not in it much. How are the visuals? Well, they're really great. The space environments and the spaceships look real, and I want to see them in real life. The music was done by Tyler Bates, who made an epic score to accompany this epic film. The action is fantastic. My favorite action scene is the scene where Drax fights Ronan because of its weightness. My final verdict is that this is an epic film with great characters, visuals, music, and action scenes. This is a must-watch film and one of the best films in the MCU, which is why I can't give it anything but a solid 10 out of 10. I'm hooked on a feeling that this film will be loved forever. Well, that's it for this film. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And tune in next week when I take a look at the final Star Wars film, The Rise of Skywalker. With that said, I'm Mr. CCS. This is Movie Central, and with that said, this is a wrap. You know, I really got to work on memorizing that more. See you next week.